Man, ain't nothing like that sound right there. Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today. I want to welcome you to my home here in North Carolina. And I've been asked this question 100 times, I know, so I figured, hey, let's make a video on it and I'll show you what I do. Now the question is, hey Pete, you got all these nice natural areas and this really thick, lush turf, and a lot of the times we see you side discharging your grass. How in the world do you keep those grass clippings out of your beds? I've mowed both ways. I have bagged my clippings and I've discharged my clippings. On a rare occasion, I've used the mulching blades and, put the baffles in and mulch the grass. I'll leave it up to you to decide whether you want to discharge, mulch, or bag your clippings. That's your decision, not mine. This video is about how to keep the grass clippings out of the beds, out of your brand new fresh mulch, or as you can see, I just had brand new fresh pine needles put down a week or so ago, and I don't want grass clippings in them. So it's pretty easy. I will start my very first pass. You can see this pass right here against the bed. That is one 52-inch mower width. It's 52 inches from the edge of the bed out to where the stripes change colors. Now, I don't mow that strip first. A lot of people do, but I don't. I come one strip inside of that, another 52-inch wide pass, and I make a pass all the way around my bedded areas. Now your deck may not be 52 inches, and that's completely fine. Whatever the width of your deck is, you'll have to put that in your mind as what you're doing. But my mower deck is 52 wide, so I'll come out 52 inches and start mowing a pass. When I get to places like this tree right here, I'll actually turn the mower sideways in between these two areas so that I'm discharging away from the tree both ways. Then I'll make me a lap around the tree to get all the grass material cut and away from the tree. Now once I do that, I use that area that I've already mowed as my turnaround spot. So if we're coming down this white stripe right here, and I would come and I would come and I would come and I would come, when I get right about to where I've actually mowed, I'm going to turn the mower around in that spot. That way, when I make that turn on that cut grass, there's nothing to throw in the pine needles because I've already cut that strip of grass. But the trick to this is, the whole reason for that inside pass is so I have somewhere to turn the mower around. And when I turn around on grass that's already cut, there's actually nothing for the blades to catch and throw into the beds. Now, regardless of the direction I'm mowing, when I'm approaching a bed, I'm coming up to a natural area just like this, and I'm getting ready to make my turn, my side discharge is on the right, so I'm going to always turn to my right, okay? Now why is that? If I turn to the right, the side discharge is always pointed back into the grass. I'm a certified firearms instructor, and it's really cool to teach proper firearm safety. That's absolutely the main and most important thing when dealing with a firearm. And you always want to keep the firearm pointed in a safe direction, right? That's just one of the golden rules. Well, a golden rule of mowing is always keep the side discharge pointed away from your natural areas, regardless of how you turn around. If you turn to the right or to the left, sometimes you have to turn around backwards in order to achieve that. Now I have a predicament here. When I get to areas like this, where you can see my mower deck is 52 inches wide, you see that little bit of a dark stripe right there, that makes that about 60. So I've got about 60 inches of turf right here and a 52-inch mower deck. So if I come through here, it is absolutely impossible not to throw grass clippings in these pine needles. So I have one of two options right here. I can either go get another mower that has a bagger or a mulching system, or I can put a bagger on my mower, the 52-inch that I'm using, and mow this one little section right here, and that assures me that I keep the clippings out of the pine needles. There is 2 spots in my yard that I have to mow in reverse, and here's one of them. You know, on stripes, you're always riding down on the light colored line, and on the dark line, you'd be coming the other way. Well, if you can see right here, this line goes right up through here, and look how close my bed is. If I mow that strip as is, I'm sure to throw grass clippings in my pine needles. Well, the way I do that and maintain my stripe is I simply, right as I get up to the pine needles and I see the grass clippings almost getting in the needles, I'll take and spin my mower around and mow this backwards. That way I'm discharging away from the pine needles. So it's really and honestly very simple. I think a lot of folks overcomplicate it, and basically in a nutshell, if my discharge is on the right and I throw the grass clippings out on the right, I want to not point the side discharge anywhere you don't want the clippings to go. It's really that simple. When you get to the end of a run and you're mowing, it's simple. Aim the side discharge away from the pine needles or your mulch or your rocks or whatever it is you don't want the grass clippings to get in. When you get in a tight spot and you just don't have enough width to compensate for the side discharge, then you honestly have a couple of options. Put a bagger on, use a different mower that has a bagger, or live with the grass clippings going in the mulch bed. And obviously the last thing I do is go back around all my edges that border the bed and get those cut. This is what I call my cleanup pass. So I hope this has helped. Like I said, I've gotten this question quite often, and I figured it'd be a good chance to make a video on it. The grass was really deep today with all the rain we've had recently, and I recently put a fertilizer application down. The yard is looking probably as good, if not better, than it has ever looked since I've been living here. It is really on point right now. I haven't been able to get in the yard and mow it, so naturally the grass is going to be deeper than I typically would let it get. So on my first mow, I side discharged, and then my second mow, which I wanted to cross up the lines and put the checkerboards in there, I threw my bagger on, just kind of clean up the yard and just kind of give it a really neat appearance. So hey, I appreciate you watching. I hope this has helped you learn or understand a little bit more about how to keep the grass clippings out of your bed. I know everybody doesn't have a bagger. Everybody doesn't have a mower that's capable to mulch. So I hope this right here helped you. If you're like me, and I actually like discharging my clippings for the most part, or if you just don't have the option of the other, maybe you can use this info and it'll help you. So hey, be sure and like, subscribe, and tell all your buddies. I've got lots of yard stuff going on here, and I appreciate you watching. I'll check you later. So if you're interested in having a really nice yard, we've got lawn care guides at gciturfacademy.com, and those guides are anywhere from if you need to start over completely from scratch. We have a renovation guide. If you have a okay yard and you want to give it a little kick in the butt and put it in gear and turn it into a showstopper, then we've got guides for that too, whether it be cool season or warm season turf. And if you already have a nice yard and you just want to up your game a little bit, that cool season guide and warm season guide is going to help you out quite a bit. Both the cool season and the warm season guide is laid out in a way that it'll help you regardless of where you live in the country. These guides kind of lay out the entire season step by step, telling you what to do, when to do it, and what to use. It's everything you'd ever need to know to have a really nice yard. All this can be found at gciturfacademy.com. Again, I appreciate you taking your time out of your day to watch this, and I'll check you later.